Let me tell you something right here, right now. There's a shift happening in your life. You may not feel it yet. You may not even believe it, but I'm here to tell you it's real. That burden you've been carrying, that fight you've been waging, that seemingly endless struggle, it's coming to an end. You've been praying, haven't you? Maybe through tears late at night, maybe in moments when your strength felt like it was completely gone. Maybe you've whispered those prayers under your breath thinking no one was listening. But let me remind you of something. Every single one of those cries has been heard. Every tear has been counted. Every silent plea has been acknowledged. When you feel like you've been stuck in the wilderness, wondering if you'll ever see the light of day, that's the very moment when things begin to change. You see, struggles have a purpose. They're not random, they're not for nothing. The pressure you've been feeling is like the refining fire. It's burning away what doesn't belong, shaping you into something greater. And the thing about fire is it doesn't last forever. I want you to imagine this moment as the final chapter of a story that's been filled with trials and tribulations. God is turning the page for you. The struggles you faced weren't meant to break you, they were meant to build you. Build your strength, your faith, your resilience. Build your capacity to love, to forgive, and to grow. And now the time has come for a new chapter to begin. But here's the thing, the end of a struggle doesn't mean the end of growth. It doesn't mean everything will always be smooth from here on out. No, what it means is that the particular weight you've been carrying, the one that felt like it was too much for you, is being lifted. You're stepping into a season of clarity, a season of peace. There were moments when you doubted yourself, weren't there, when you thought, maybe I'm not strong enough, maybe this is just how life is meant to be for me. Let me tell you, that's not true. You were created for more. You were created to rise, to shine, to overcome. And sometimes we have to be reminded of our own power by going through what feels like the impossible. Your struggle has shaped you, but it does not define you. This is the moment to release the weight you've been carrying. Every experience, every hardship, every tear-filled night has contributed to the person you are today. The challenges you faced were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to refine you, to make you stronger, to reveal the depth of your resilience. Yet there comes a time when you must decide that the struggle is no longer your identity, that it is no longer the story you continue to tell yourself. The struggle has taught you lessons that couldn't be learned any other way. It has taught you how to endure, how to fight, how to rise up even when the odds seem stacked against you. It has revealed your courage, a courage that maybe you didn't even know you had. It has shown you the power of perseverance, the ability to push forward even when everything in you wanted to give up. But the truth is, you are not meant to live forever in the space of survival. Survival is only a temporary state, not a permanent condition. The weight of your struggle can be heavy. It can feel like it's pulling you down, like it's something you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. But what if I told you that this weight, no matter how immense it feels, is not yours to carry any longer? You've carried it far enough, long enough, and now it's time to lay it down. The struggle served its purpose. It shaped you, but it does not define you. You are not your mistakes, not your failures, not the pain you've endured. You are so much more than that. You have to believe that the version of you that was born from the struggle is now ready to evolve. You've been in the fire and it has refined you, but you are not meant to stay there. It is time to release the weight, to step out of the shadows of what was and into the light of what is possible. You don't need to hold on to the struggle as proof of your strength. Your strength is evident in your every step, your every breath, and in the way you've chosen to keep going. Releasing the weight doesn't mean forgetting what you've been through. It doesn't mean pretending that the pain didn't happen or that the challenges weren't real. It means choosing to no longer let it define your story. It means deciding that your life is about more than just overcoming. It's about thriving. It's about discovering who you are beyond the struggle, who you are when the weight is gone. You have the power to let go. It's not easy, I know that. Letting go of something you've carried for so long can feel impossible, like a part of you is being left behind. But the truth is, what you're leaving behind is not a part of you, it's a part of your past. It's a chapter in your story, but it's not the whole book. You are so much more than what you've been through. The struggle was a season, but seasons change, and so must you. This moment is about recognizing that you are worthy of the freedom that comes with letting go. You don't have to prove your worth through your suffering. You don't have to hold on to pain as a reminder of what you survived. Your worth is intrinsic. It was with you before the struggle began, and it remains with you now. Letting go of the weight isn't about forgetting where you've been. It's about honoring how far you've come and embracing where you're going. The struggle has shaped you in ways that are profound and undeniable. It has built your character, your wisdom, your empathy. It has given you a perspective that allows you to see life in a way that others cannot. But it is not who you are. It is not your identity. It is a part of your journey, yes, but it is not the destination. The destination is a life lived fully, freely, and joyfully. You have carried this weight for so long that it might feel like a part of you is become familiar, almost comfortable in its discomfort. But familiarity is not the same as destiny. Just because you've carried it doesn't mean you have to continue carrying it. The weight served its purpose, but its purpose has been fulfilled. You are stronger now, wiser now, ready to release it, ready to move forward, ready to embrace the life that awaits you. This moment right now is your opportunity to decide. To decide that the struggle no longer defines you. To decide that the weight is no longer yours to bear. To decide that you are worthy of peace, of joy, of a life unburdened by the past. It's not an easy decision, but it is a necessary one. Necessary for your growth, for your healing, for your future. You have everything you need within you to release the weight. You have the strength, the courage, the resilience. You have the wisdom gained from your experiences, the love that surrounds you, and the grace that has carried you this far. You are not alone in this journey. You never have been, and you never will be. You are supported, guided, and loved. Releasing the weight is an act of courage. It is an act of faith. It is a declaration that you are more than your struggles, that your life is about more than just getting through the hard times. It's about thriving, about living fully, about embracing every moment with an open heart and an open mind. You've carried the weight long enough. You've learned the lessons, gained the strength, and now it's time to move forward. This is your moment to release it. Not because the struggle didn't matter, but because you matter more. Every tear, every prayer, and every ounce of effort you've poured out has brought you to the threshold of breakthrough. There are moments in life when you feel like you're standing on the edge of something great, yet you can't quite see it yet. The struggle seems endless, and the road ahead feels uncertain. You've given everything you've had, and yet somehow you find yourself still standing, still breathing, still moving forward. And it's in this very place, this moment, where you feel like you're at the end of your rope, that you are closer than ever to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. You've been through trials that seemed too much to bear. You've faced battles that felt like they would never end. You've cried out for relief, for change, for something to shift. And there were times when it felt like no one was listening. But let me tell you something powerful. Everything you've been through, every single tear you've shed, has not been in vain. Every prayer, no matter how whispered or desperate, has been heard. The universe, God, the forces that guide us, whatever you believe, has been with you through it all and has been working behind the scenes on your behalf. Sometimes we don't see the results of our efforts immediately. We don't see the fruits of our labor in the moment of struggle, and that can be discouraging. You've been waiting, hoping and believing, and yet the answer seems delayed. But let me tell you, delayed does not mean denied. The struggle, the challenge, the pain, it's all part of a process that is molding you, shaping you, and preparing you for what's coming. What you are experiencing now is not the end. It's the preparation, it's the refining, it's the moment right before your breakthrough. You've been pressing forward even when it felt impossible. You've kept putting one foot in front of the other even when you felt like giving up. You've shown up day after day after day despite the obstacles, the doubts, and the fears. That effort, that determination, it's not just for nothing. It's all building up. You are building momentum, and each step, no matter how small it feels, is moving you closer to the breakthrough that's waiting for you. And then there's the prayer. Oh, the prayer. The prayers you've prayed in the silence of your heart, the ones that no one else has heard, the ones that were whispered in moments of fear or exhaustion. Do you know that those prayers have been answered? Maybe not in the way you expected, but they've been answered. You've asked for strength, for guidance, for direction, and you've been given exactly what you needed, even if it didn't look the way you imagined. Your prayers are not lost. They are part of the unfolding story of your life, and they are being answered piece by piece and by piece in ways that are beyond your understanding. There are times when you might feel like you're standing still, like nothing is changing, like the prayers have gone unanswered, but there's a divine timing at work and you are right on schedule. What you've been asking for is in the process of manifestation. It's already been set into motion. You may not see the results yet, but everything is being lined up, orchestrated, and prepared for the moment of your breakthrough. The seeds you've planted with your effort, your faith, and your prayers are now beginning to take root. And soon they will begin to grow, bloom, and bear fruit in ways you never imagined. But here's the thing you need to understand. It's easy to get discouraged in the waiting. It's easy to start doubting that things will ever change, that your breakthrough is even possible. The enemy of progress is often our own doubt. It's the voice inside that says, maybe I'm not enough, maybe I'll never get there, maybe I've missed my chance. And let me tell you, those doubts are lies. They are not the truth of who you are. The truth is you are exactly where you need to be. You are equipped with everything you need to succeed, to overcome, and to thrive. The breakthrough is already on its way. But here's the thing you need to understand. It's easy to get discouraged in the waiting. It's easy to start doubting that things will ever change, that your breakthrough is even possible. The enemy of progress is often our own doubt. It's the voice inside that says, maybe I'm not enough, maybe I'll never get there, maybe I've missed my chance. And let me tell you, those doubts are lies. They are not the truth of who you are. The truth is you are exactly where you need to be. You are equipped with everything you need to succeed, to overcome, and to thrive. The breakthrough is already on its way. I know it can feel like the waiting is endless. You've been waiting for the breakthrough to show up, to manifest, to reveal itself. But let me remind you, there is power in the waiting. The waiting is where your character is built. The waiting is where you learn patience, where you learn to trust, where you learn to hold fast to your vision even when it's not yet in sight. The waiting is not wasted time. It is preparation for the blessing that is about to unfold. Every tear you've shed is a prayer that has been witnessed. Every prayer you've spoken has been heard. Every ounce of effort you've put forth has not gone unnoticed. You are being prepared for something great, something that will require the strength, the courage, and the resilience that you've built during this time of struggle. You are being prepared for the very breakthrough you've been waiting for. And when it comes, when it finally manifests in your life, it will be more than worth it. But I want you to remember this: your breakthrough will not come because of just the prayers you've prayed, just the tears you've shed, or just the effort you've put in. It will come because you have remained faithful. You have remained persistent. You have refused to give up even when the path was unclear, even when the future seemed uncertain. And that, my friend, is what positions you for the breakthrough. It's your faith, your resilience, and your refusal to quit that opens the door to the blessings that are waiting for you. Your prayers are being answered. They are being woven into the fabric of your life in ways that you cannot yet see. You are on the threshold of a breakthrough. The struggle, the pain, the uncertainty, it has all led you here to this moment, this place where everything is about to change. Hold on just a little longer. Stay faithful, stay strong, and stay the course, because the breakthrough that you've been waiting for is already on its way to you. The end of your struggle is the beginning of a new chapter filled with clarity, peace, and divine purpose. The journey you've been on, the trials you've faced, and the battles you've fought have all been leading you to this moment. You may not have understood it while you were in the thick of it. The pain might have clouded your vision, and the heaviness of the struggle may have made it hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. But now you are stepping into a season where the fog is lifting and the purpose behind the pain is becoming clearer. For so long, you may have felt like you were walking through life blindfolded, stumbling through uncertainty and grappling with questions that seemed to have no answers. You've tried to make sense of it all, why things happened the way they did, why doors closed when you thought they should open, why certain relationships fell apart when you tried so hard to hold them together. But now the answers you've been seeking are starting to emerge. The pieces of the puzzle are beginning to come together, and you are starting to see the bigger picture. You've been carrying so much, the weight of expectations, the pressure to keep going, the fear of what might happen if you let yourself slow down, if you let yourself feel, if you allowed yourself to truly face what you've been going through. And yet, even under all that weight, you kept moving forward. You stumbled, yes, you've doubted yourself, of course, but you didn't stop. You didn't give up. And that's why you are here now on the brink of something extraordinary. There's a shift happening in your life, and it's not just by chance. It's not random. The struggles you've endured were not in vain. They were setting the stage for this very moment. You see, clarity doesn't come in the middle of the storm. It doesn't come when the waves are crashing and the winds are howling. Clarity comes after. It comes when the storm has passed and you can finally see what was hidden by the chaos. It's in this moment, this space after the struggle, that you can begin to understand why it all happened the way it did. The peace you are stepping into is not just the absence of struggle, it's deeper than that. It's the kind of peace that comes from knowing that you've been carried through the storm by something greater than yourself. It's the peace that comes from understanding that you are not alone, that you never were. Even in your darkest moments, even when it felt like no one was there, you were being guided, protected, and prepared. This peace is not something that can be taken away from you because it's rooted in the truth of who you are and the journey you've been on. And then there's purpose. Oh, the power of purpose. For so long, you may have been searching for it, wondering if you were on the right path, questioning if your life had meaning beyond the day-to-day grind. But here's the truth: your purpose has always been with you. It's been woven into your very being, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. And now, as the struggle ends and the clarity comes, your purpose is rising to the surface. It's becoming undeniable. You see, the things you've been through, the pain, the challenges, the moments of doubt and fear, they were all preparing you for this. They were teaching you, molding you, and shaping you into the person you were meant to be. Without those experiences, you wouldn't have the strength, the wisdom, or the empathy that you have now. Your purpose is not separate from your struggle, it's born from it. It's the beauty that rises from the ashes, the light that emerges from the darkness. This new chapter you're stepping into is not about forgetting what you've been through. It's not about pretending that the struggle didn't happen. It's about honoring it, recognizing the role it played in your journey, and using it as a foundation for what's to come. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience, from growth, from a place of deeper understanding. And that is a powerful place to begin. In this new chapter, you will find that the things that once weighed you down no longer have the same hold on you. The fears that kept you stuck, the doubts that whispered lies in your ear, the pain that felt like it would never go away, they no longer define you. You've risen above them. You've grown beyond them. And now you are free to step into the fullness of who you are. Clarity brings vision, peace brings strength, purpose brings direction. Together they create a foundation for a life that is aligned, intentional, and deeply fulfilling. This is what you are stepping into: a life where you are no longer defined by your past, but empowered by it. A life where you are no longer weighed down by the struggle, but lifted up by the lessons it taught you. A life where you are no longer searching for your purpose because you are living it. The beauty of this new chapter is that it's just the beginning. It's the starting point of a journey that will continue to unfold in ways you can't yet imagine. The clarity, peace, and purpose you are stepping into are not destinations, they are companions for the road ahead. They are the tools you will use to navigate the next steps of your journey, to face new challenges, and to embrace new opportunities. The struggle may have ended, but the growth continues, the journey continues, and now you are equipped with everything you need to move forward with confidence, with courage, and with a sense of wonder for what's to come. You are stepping into a chapter of your life that is rich with possibility, overflowing with potential, and grounded in the truth of who you are. The struggle you faced was never meant to break you, it was meant to build you, to prepare you for what's ahead. Life has a way of putting you through tests that you don't understand in the moment. It pushes you, stretches you, and sometimes takes you to your breaking point. But those moments, as painful as they are the foundation of your strength. They teach you things about yourself that you never knew, and they prepare you for the blessings that are waiting on the other side. Every moment of pain, every setback, every sleepless night filled with worry and doubt was never wasted. It all served a purpose greater than you could see at the time. When you look back on those moments, you begin to realize that even in your darkest days, there was something working behind the scenes. There was something greater guiding you, molding you, and holding you together when it felt like everything was falling apart. Your struggle may have felt endless, like it was a weight you would carry forever. There were times when you wondered if it would ever get better, if the light at the end of the tunnel even existed. And yet you kept moving forward. Maybe it was just one small step at a time. Maybe you stumbled along the way, but you kept going. That persistence, that refusal to give up is what brought you to this moment. You didn't know it then, but every step you took was bringing you closer to this breakthrough. There were moments when the struggle felt overwhelming, when you questioned everything about yourself, your worth, and your path. You might have felt like you were alone in it, like no one understood the depth of your pain. But the truth is, you were never alone. Even in those moments of silence when it felt like no one was there, you were being carried. There was a force greater than yourself guiding you, making sure you had the strength to take the next step, to get through the next day, to survive the next challenge. The struggle was not a punishment. It was not a sign that you were doing something wrong or that you weren't enough. It was a teacher, a guide, a way to prepare you for what's next. The lessons you've learned through this struggle are invaluable. They've taught you resilience, patience, and the ability to endure. They've shown you what you're capable of, even when you felt like you had nothing left to give. You are stepping into a new season now, a season where the weight of the struggle is being lifted. You've carried it for so long that it may feel strange to let it go, to step into a space where you are no longer defined by the pain or the challenges you've faced. But this is your time. The struggles of the past have prepared you for this moment. They've given you the strength, the wisdom, and the clarity to embrace what's coming next. It's easy to look at the struggle and only see the pain. It's easy to focus on what you lost, on what didn't go the way you hoped. But when you look deeper, when you reflect on what you've been through, you'll begin to see the gifts that the struggle has left behind. You'll see the strength it gave you, the relationships it strengthened, and the person you've become because of it. You'll see how it forced you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise, how it pushed you to dig deeper, to find the courage you didn't know you had. This is not the end of your journey, but it is the end of your struggle. It's the end of that chapter of your life where you felt like you were just trying to survive. You are stepping into a chapter where you can thrive, where you can take everything you've learned and use it to create something beautiful. You've been through the fire, and now you are emerging stronger, more refined, and more certain of who you are. The person you were before the struggle is not the same person you are today. You've grown, you've changed, you've become someone who is capable of facing challenges and overcoming them. You've become someone who can look at the obstacles in front of them and see opportunities. You've become someone who knows their worth, who knows their strength, and who knows that they are capable of achieving anything they set their mind to. The struggle has not defined you, but it has shaped you. It has given you tools that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. Tools like resilience, like courage, like the ability to see beauty even in the midst of chaos. These are the tools that will guide you as you step into this new season, as you embrace the opportunities and blessings that are waiting for you. This moment is about stepping into the fullness of who you are. It's about releasing the weight of the past, letting go of the pain, and embracing the freedom that comes with knowing that the struggle is over. You've done the hard work, you've fought the battles, and now it's time to reap the rewards. It's time to step into a space where you can fully embrace the person you've become and the life that is waiting for you. There's a power that comes with knowing that the struggle is over. It's a power that comes from understanding that you've made it through, that you've overcome, and that you are stronger because of it. This power is yours to claim, to use, and to carry with you as you move forward. It's a reminder of everything you've been through and everything you've accomplished. You've reached a turning point, a place where you can look back and see how far you've come. You can see the battles you fought and the victories you've won. You can see the moments when you thought you couldn't go on, but you did anyway. And now you can see that all of it, every single moment, has brought you to this place, this moment, this new season of your life. The struggle has ended, but the journey continues. And now you are equipped with everything you need to move forward with strength, with courage, and with a sense of purpose. You are stepping into a chapter of your life that is rich with possibility, a chapter where you can create, build, and thrive. This is your time, your moment, and your season to step fully into the person you were always meant to be. There is a moment in every journey when you realize that the struggle you've been enduring is no longer your story. It's not the center of your narrative anymore. What was once overwhelming, what once consumed your every thought and every waking hour, is now something that begins to fade into the background. It's not because the struggle wasn't real or because the pain wasn't deep, but because you've reached a point where you see it for what it truly was, a chapter, not the whole book. You've walked through fire and you've come out on the other side. You've carried burdens that felt impossible to bear. You've faced days where the weight of it all pressed so heavily on your chest that it was hard to even breathe. But through it all, you kept moving forward. Maybe not quickly, maybe not with certainty, but forward nonetheless. And now you are beginning to feel a shift. That heavy weight you've been carrying is lifting. That storm that seemed like it would never end is finally breaking. It's not just about the end of the struggle, it's about what comes next. It's about stepping into a space where you are no longer defined by what you've been through, but by who you've become because of it. It's about realizing that the very things you thought would break you have actually built you. They've strengthened you in ways you couldn't have imagined. They've given you a resilience, a determination, a fire inside you that no one can extinguish. For so long, you might have felt like you were stuck in a cycle of trying and failing, of giving everything you had only to feel like it wasn't enough. You may have questioned your worth, your purpose, even your ability to keep going. But here's the truth, even in those moments when you doubted yourself, even in those moments when you felt like giving up, you were growing, you were being shaped, refined, and prepared for what's to come. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every moment of pain was not wasted. It was all working together to create something beautiful within you. It was teaching you lessons that couldn't be learned any other way. It was preparing you for a future that is bigger, brighter, and more fulfilling than you can imagine. You may not have been able to see it then, but now as you look back, you begin to understand. The struggle wasn't there to punish you, it was there to prepare you. There were times when you felt like the struggle would never end, when it seemed like no matter how hard you tried, things just wouldn't get better. But even in those moments, you kept going. You may not have seen it, but every step you took, no matter how small, was bringing you closer to this moment. Every time you chose to keep going, every time you decided not to give up, you were moving closer to a breakthrough. Now, as you stand on the other side of the struggle, you can see the strength it's given you. You can see how it's deepened your compassion, your understanding, and your ability to connect with others. You can see how it's taught you to appreciate the small victories, the moments of joy, and the beauty in the everyday. You've learned that life is not about avoiding the storms, but about finding the strength to dance in the rain. The person you are today is not the same person who began this journey. You've grown in ways you never thought possible. You've discovered a strength within yourself that you didn't know existed. You've faced challenges that seemed insurmountable and overcome them. You've learned to trust yourself, to believe in your ability to persevere, and to hold on to hope, even when it seemed like all hope was lost. This moment is not just about celebrating the end of the struggle, it's about stepping into the next chapter of your life with confidence and courage. It's about embracing the person you've become and the possibilities that lie ahead. It's about letting go of the pain, the doubt, and the fear that held you back and stepping into a space of freedom, peace, and purpose. The struggles you've faced have prepared you for something greater. They've given you a perspective, a wisdom, and a strength that you can carry with you into this next season of your life. They've taught you to value what truly matters, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to embrace the beauty of who you are. As you move forward, you will find that the things that once felt so heavy no longer have the same power over you. The doubts that whispered in your ear, the fears that kept you up at night, the pain that felt like it would never go away, they are no longer your story. They are part of your past, not your future. They are the lessons, not the limitations. You've reached a turning point, a place where you can look back on what you've been through and see it for what it truly is, a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. The struggles of your past have given you the tools you need to create a future that is filled with possibility. They've taught you to see the light even in the darkest moments, to find hope even when it seemed out of reach, and to believe in yourself even when others didn't. This new chapter is not just about what's ahead, it's about who you've become along the way. It's about recognizing your own strength, your own resilience, and your own ability to overcome. It's about stepping into your power and embracing the truth that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The struggle may have ended, but the growth that sparked within you will continue. The lessons you've learned, the strength you've gained, and the wisdom you've acquired are all things that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. They are the foundation upon which you will build the next chapter of your journey. You are no longer defined by your struggle. You are defined by your strength, your courage, and your ability to rise above. You are defined by the person you've become and the possibilities that lie ahead. This is your moment to step into a new season, to embrace the fullness of who you are, and to create a life that is rich with meaning and purpose.